Qabalah. Pikachu!
Right, so we got this Qabalah tree based on the 9 regions of Pokemon. Anyone familiar with Pokemon knows that there's 9 regions, right?
Right.
And what are the regions? It's basically like where the trainers train the Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
Explain the regions to us.
Regions is like a dimension.
Right, so it's like these 9 different dimensions, right? So this is the Pokemon universe,
Right.
right? This is the formula for how the whole universe came into being, how it was created, starting from the top right here.
Right.
Right? Going in these zigzagging patterns in this journey until we end up down here at Paldea at the bottom where we are.
Right.
Right? So it's the whole process of divine universal creation in Pokemon terms.
Right.
Right? And so we got the masculine side of the tree that emits and the feminine side which receives, right?
Right.
Right. And so it starts from initial creation, going zigzagging back and forth in these patterns. You know, Christ, Christ consciousness would be here, right? And then for the Da'at, we got the Pokeball, right?
Right.
Hello, trainer. Are you ready for your Pokemon journey? I can read your mind and guess which Pokemon you're thinking of. You just...
All right, so starting at the top of the tree here, we got...
Satoshi.
Right, so Satoshi Tajiri, he's the founder of the Pokemon franchise, right?
Right.
So he would represent the initial pleroma, or the initial sound current, the divine spark. He's like the overall Pokemon lord over all the whole Pokemon universe, right? And then who is this right here?
We have Arceus.
Right, and so Arceus is the first Pokemon that ever was created by Satoshi, the first Pokemon to ever exist.
Right.
Right? So Arceus would represent like the Pokemon...
Demiurge and Yaldebeo.
Right, exactly. Like Arceus, he's the Pokemon daddy. He would be like Braum. He's like, you know, the initiator in a sense, coming from the Pleroma, which is Satoshi. Right? Which is, and Satoshi's the initial divine spark that brings light being into form, physical creation, right?
Right.
Right. All right, we're going to go through the tree here. All right, so starting at the first region, which is called?
Kanto.
All right, read to us about, we got some information we printed off of a website that explains the 9 regions of Pokemon. All right, so go ahead and read what the paper says there about the Kantos region, son.
Kanto's the first region, and it's about the Pokemon Tower, and it's about ghost Pokemon, and also Kantos is the first dimensional region.
Right, and so, keep going.
Mew is a mythical Pokemon that nobody can catch, and Mewtwo is also a legendary Pokemon that scientists experiment on.
Right, so scientists experiment on Mewtwo, and then we have Mew, which is the mythical Pokemon no one can catch. So we're starting out right here with scientific experiments.
Right.
Right, and mythology.
Right.
Right. All right, the next we come to?
Johto.
The Johto region. All right, read to us the information off the website about the Johto region, son. Go ahead.
Johto's the second region, and it's about the Bellsprout Tower. It has bald people, and they shave people's hair off as they have to become pure. Johto's the second dimensional region.
Right, and so in this second region, these first 2 regions are the only ones that are connected by land.
Right.
Right, and in the second region, there's no Pokemon League, right?
Right.
And there's no water and fire type Pokemon here, I believe.
Right.
Right, water and fire represents feeling, right?
Right.
And so, but they're 2 different kinds of feeling. So here, in this receiving region, we need to develop the feelings.
Right.
That's where we're going, that's the direction we're going in, right? And so, it's the mind after the experiments and the mythology in this region, right?
Right.
And then, like you said, they shave their hair off to become pure.
Yeah.
And that's just like monks shave their hair off as a symbol of spiritual purity to like renounce worldly affairs.
Right.
All right. Then next we come to
Hoenn.
the Hoenn region. All right, son, tell us about the Hoenn region. Go ahead, read it.
Hoenn's the third region, and it has Route 111, which is a desert that has an ancient tower with hieroglyphics. Hoenn's the third dimensional region.
Right. So then now we've developed fire and water come into this region. So now we have Christ consciousness, right?
Right.
The fire within the pineal gland. And it's a desert region.
Yeah.
And the desert symbolizes like a place of spiritual retreat where you could go to fast and get to know your higher self. Right? And you said it has hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
Right? The hieroglyphics can encode ancient wisdom that you can decipher.
Right.
Right? And then you said it also has Route 111, right?
Yeah.
And 111 is a symbol of like joy and perfection and fulfillment of experience and acknowledging the good deeds in others, right?
Right.
Right. So now we're coming into Christ consciousness where we acknowledge this.
Yeah.
Then next we come to
Sinnoh.
the Sinnoh region. Explain to us about the Sinnoh region, son.
Sinnoh region is the fourth region. The Pokemon Dialga, Palkia, Mesprit, and Uxie, Mew came into being containing the DNA of all present and future Pokemon to exist. Sinnoh is the fourth dimensional region.
Right, so now that we have Christ consciousness here, now the DNA of all Pokemon that exist come into being here. Right, so we've now brought in the Genesis. Genesis means genetics. We've now brought in the creation of the physical form.
Right.
Right, and then next we come to...
Unova.
All right, read about the Unova region, son. Go ahead.
Unova, fifth region, inspired by New York City, the Big Apple, marks the end of the regions based in Japan. The previous regions are in Japan. This region is both rural and urban.
Rural and urban.
14 gyms, 21 settlements, making it one of the largest regions. It has 2 victory roads.
Right, and so victory signifies peace.
Right.
And so now we have peace because we have succeeded in our creation of bringing all of the Pokemon's DNA into being.
Right.
Right? So all of the gene types are now here to experience in the physical. And the whole point of being in the physical is to experience, and the whole point of experiencing is to have victory.
Yeah.
Right, so now we've achieved peace of mind. Right, all the gene types dwell in both rural and urban areas, so they're experiencing all beautiful angles of so-called life.
Right.
Right. All right, next we come to
Kalos.
the Kalos region. Okay, read to us about the Kalos region, son.
Kalos is the 6th region. Based on France, this region is shaped like a 5-pointed star, has the largest population in the entire Pokemon universe, 1,288 inhabitants. The Pokemon Factory is in this region. This region is only featured in Pokemon X and Y.
Right. And so the pentagram, or the 5-pointed star, is a symbol of like mutual recognition and well-being and recognition of others' good deeds. Right? And so now we're like acknowledging the beautiful things such as charity. So after previously achieving peace of mind, now we come to recognition of the good deeds that others do. And now we have the largest population of Pokemon ever to be formed. And so now we've successfully created a Pokemon society, you know, where we can actually build big things. Now we actually have the first Pokemon factory in this region, right? So it's like the Industrial Revolution. Now we're creating massive, big technological structures. You know what I'm saying? Advanced science, advanced civilization, advanced society down here.
Right.
Right. Then next we go to
Alola.
the Alola region. All right, read to us about the Alola region, son.
Alola is the 7th region based in the Hawaii.
Right.
And it's the home of tropical Pokemon. Pikachu has 5 islands, has no gyms, and relaxation. Instead of gyms, trainers must complete a series of trials against totem Pokemon. No bicycles in this region. Pika.
Right, so it's like, now that we've established everything, you know, now we can like take a vacation, go to Hawaii and relax. No gyms, no hard work, you know, no trainers, just these totem Pokemon, these tropical Pokemon, right?
Right.
So now we're getting into like using symbols for deeper levels of communication,
Right.
right? To communicate messages
Right.
in symbolic ways. Then we come to the Galar region. Right down here, right?
Right.
All right, explain about the Galar region. Go ahead, read it, son.
Galar is the 8th region. Based on Britain, the first region without a male professor and the first to introduce a genderless non-rock type fossil. Pika!
Right, so it's like a genderless non-rock type fossil. Right, so that kind of reminds me of like Baphomet, which is like both genders. Both genders is like also no genders, genderless, right?
Right.
And like sitting on top of the rock, which is the earth. So it's like at this level, it's like being in the kingdom. Like you've established yourself in Christ consciousness, so now you're sitting on top of the world and you're in touch with your own full essence of your own full being.
Right.
Right, and next we go to
Paldea.
the Paldea region. Go ahead and read to us about the Paldea region, son. Go.
Paldea is the 9th region. This one is based on Spain and Portugal. This region is an open world. Here Pokemon go through a terrestrial phenomenon that gives them additional power.
Right, it's an open world, right? The terrestrial phenomenon, The terrestrial phenomenon that gives them additional power.
Pikachu. Pikachu.
Hello, trainer. Welcome back to the world of Pokemon. I can read your mind and guess which Pokemon you're thinking of. You just have to picture it in your mind and answer my question.
Pikachu Beast.